Welcome to this month's More Visibility Ask the Expert. I'm Christy Nazaro, Vice President, Brand Strategy, and I have a great question here this month that I'm really looking forward to answering. So the question is, I'm overwhelmed by our brand's never-ending content needs. Who isn't, right? Do you have any tips to help make it more manageable? So that's a really good question. I think a lot of us online marketers can really relate to the burden of having to create so much content and really wanting to make sure that we keep it fresh and user-friendly and useful for the visitors that we have to our websites, our social media channels, whatever it is, so that we can get our brand messaging out there, but that we can also inform and educate them. So I came up with a few tips based on this question that I think would be useful to help those of you who are struggling to just kind of keep up with the pace and the volume that's necessary. So assuming, first and foremost, that you have a really good, strong strategy already in place for what types of content you want to create, why you're creating it, and the message that you want to get out there, I would say that first and foremost, it's really important to get organized or stay organized if you've already mapped everything out. And so this is something that when you're feeling overwhelmed by the amount of content you need to create, if you don't have a really good content calendar or list of topics already researched and ready to go, it's a lot harder to keep pace and keep up with the demands. The next thing that I would really want to focus on is making sure you're not just creating content just for content's sake. So don't just publish and publish and publish because you feel like you have channels to fill. Think strategically about seasonality, think about evergreen topics or the ones that really are a good fit for your brand any time of the year, and think about what channels are going to be the right fits for each of those types of content. Produce them, publish them at those times in those channels without worrying about just filling channels for the sake of filling them. And finally, the last thing that I want to make sure that everybody thinks about is making it easier on yourself, whether it's writing or producing content. So ways you can make it easier on yourself are really to think about who else in your organization can help to contribute, whether that's other folks who can write for you, whether that's folks that you could interview maybe and use their feedback and their responses for the content you produce, or whether it's maybe folks from your design team. So all of your content doesn't have to be textually based like we've talked about in past Ask the Experts. Maybe you want to create some custom imagery or video